Hello, grade 12s. In this session, we will be analyzing a grade 12 short story by the name of Rejection. So, in summary, the story of Rejection is about an Islamic wife who takes care of her household, including supporting her children's education. She is a caring person who accommodates friends of her daughter, whose name is Daba, when they come to study in her home. Her husband, by the name of Mudo, also shows interest in the beautiful young girl, whose name was Benito, by taking her home at times after studying. So Daba was Benito's biggest confidant when they started transforming, or specifically when Benito started transforming and wearing very expensive clothes. Benito freely shared all the information about having a sugar daddy or a blesser to Daba. However, when things got serious between Benito and her old man, when he wanted to marry her, the narrator and her daughter advised her not to do so because she would have to drop out of school. So Benito's mother put her under pressure to accept the hand of marriage. Let this be a key word. Benito's mother wanted to live a better life and have a proper house which would be provided by Benito's wealthy man. Benito was not excited about the marriage, but she just submitted to her mother's plea and agreed. There is an exposition of three men who were an imam. Another name was Tamsi, who was Mudo's brother, and Maudo. So Maudo was Mudo's friend. So the three men, the Imam, Tamsir, and Maudo, they had to break the news to the narrator that her husband had taken a second wife. As they did that, the narrator got shocked as she had not been hinted about such an arrangement. She then decided to be in control of the situation by staying calm, whereas her daughter Daba was furious and felt betrayed and humiliated by her father and her friend. So what's happening is that Mudo was the sugar daddy that Benito was talking about, right? So after 40 days, the three men who were the Imam, Tamsir, and Maudo also went again to visit the narrator for a spiritual intercession on the part of the late Mudo. This means that Mudo had died. Tamsir, who was Mudo's brother, announced his intention of marrying the narrator after she came out of mourning. The narrator, for the first time, did not keep quiet but stood her ground and rejected him in front of the other men. She finally ventured out her anger and got her revenge on the three men who once came to humiliate her by breaking news of Mudo's marriage to a young girl. The narrator's rejection of Tamsir is the turning point of her life. No one will ever bully her or tell her what to do. So this was just a short summary of the story. So we are now going to discuss the suitability of the title. We can say that it is suitable. Why are we saying that the title was suitable? I can say it is suitable because the narrator rejected Tamsir's marriage proposal. hence making the title of the story very much suitable. And now we will be doing themes. So, themes that arise in this story are broken relationships. Firstly, so the narrator and her husband's relationship was broken. So the first relationship was between narrator and her husband. Secondly, Daba and Benito's relationship. Was broken by Benito's marriage to Mudo. Thirdly, the narrator and Benito's relationship. It also got broken by the marriage. As the narrator had been welcoming, and motherly to Benito. That is the first theme of broken relationships. Let's do another theme, which is betrayal. So, in the theme of betrayal, we have the narrator and her husband, right? Oh, and please be wary of not writing themes in point form whenever you are in an examination. In examination, when you are asked to describe a theme, you must write it in paragraph form. Otherwise, your answers will not be relevant if written in point form. So, in the theme of betrayal, we have Mudo, who betrayed his wife. Mudo betrayed the narrator by marrying a second wife. Benito also betrayed the narrator by marrying her husband. Benito also betrayed Daba by marrying her father. Imagine if your friend marries your parent. It would drive a rift. No, this is a mistake. By marrying her father. So if your friend married your parent, it would cause a rift between the two of you. That is why Daba's relationship with Benito was shattered. So another theme is patriarchy. So in this story, the Islamic religion elevates men above women, right? So in Islam, men are elevated above women, and the women are vulnerable to men's wishes. As we see, the narrator had to accept her husband's marriage with a young girl. Secondly, young girls can be exploited by older men. As we have seen that Benito was forced into a marriage to an older man, and I can say she did not have a choice but to do it. So they can be exploited by older men. And thirdly, men were dominant, right? So men are dominant in their families, and they can make decisions without consulting their wives, as we saw that Mudou married a second wife without consulting his first wife, right? So this means that women were treated as emotionless objects, right? Yes, this is the patriarchy theme. It just explains the gender inequality that was happening in the story. So yes, we have another theme which is gender inequality. I will just explain this in general. So in this story, men like Mudou and Tamsir dominate their marriages. They take decisions without consulting their partners. So women in their lives are treated as objects that do not have feelings, as Mudou showed no respect to girls as he exploited the young Benito by making her his second wife, right? So when Benito was proposed to by Mudou for marriage, she was abused by her mother, and she eventually had to agree to marrying the old man. So that would be the theme of gender inequality. It is very much similar to the theme of patriarchy, right? Yes. We also have another theme which is cultural and religious practices. So in the Islamic religion, men were permitted to have multiple wives. This is known as polygamy. Mudou had 2 wives, and Tamsir also had multiple wives, and he was also not working. So yes, men were allowed to have multiple wives. That is why we see Tamsir having many wives who worked for him. And it means that brothers and friends were able to take over the wives of their counterparts after let me say, the husband had died. We saw this when Tamsir proposed to the narrator and asked for her hand in marriage after she had finished mourning for her late husband. That is how the theme of cultural and religious practices is brought about by the writer. So now we are going to look at characterization. So in characterization, we will discuss the narrator. So we can say she is emotionally strong. Because she able to handle her husband's second marriage with dignity and she did not break out. Secondly, she is determined to never be bullied again. So we can say she is determined to stand up for herself because she refused to be married by her late husband's brother. We can also say that she is brave. She is brave because she put on a she put on a strong and brave face after her husband had married a second wife. She also experiences inner and outer conflict. So yes, I believe this would make for the characterization of the narrator. Let's move on to Mudou. So Mudou is secretive and cunning. He acted as though he cared about Benito when he wanted to accompany her home, but all while knowing that he wanted to make her his wife. He did not even dare to tell his wife about it. He is also autocratic and patriarchal as he rejected his wife for a young girl who was his daughter's classmate. So let's say he is autocratic and let me say he can be abusive. Yes, he is also, he is abusive. Let me put this one here. He is abusive for he used his money to lure Benito into marrying him. Yes, that is all we can say about Mudou. Now let us look at Dava. Well, Dava, we can say she is supportive and caring. Because she supported her mother throughout her father's second marriage. She is also protective of her mother because she advised her to stay away from her father because he had embarrassed her in the community for marrying her friend. Yes, with these 2 points, I believe we can describe Dava. Thirdly, let's look at Benito. So Benito is young and beautiful. She is also shy, naive, and poor. Why are we saying she is naive? This is because After agreeing to be in a secret relationship with Mudou, she changed and believed that she had the world in her hands. She believed she had full control of the situation, whereas she did not. Secondly, Benito is untrustworthy because, let me write here, untrustworthy. Because she betrayed her friend and married her father. She did not even dare to tell her that her father was luring her into marrying him. She is also a close friend of Daba, and she was a great confidant of hers. Right? So now let us do Benito's mother. This one we can say she is very manipulative and desperate. Why are we saying this? We say this because she forced her daughter into marrying an old man. She forced her daughter to marry Mudou in exchange for money. This is how her desperation is portrayed. She was desperate to live a life, a fancy life like other women because she herself was poor, right? We can also say that she's a gold digger. Yes, she's a gold digger. Why is she a gold digger? She wanted to use her daughter, right? She wanted to use her daughter for money. So she heard what Mudou had been saying, that he would give them money to build a house. He would build them a house. He would buy them this and that. And that just convinced her that she would definitely secure the bag. So that is why she manipulated Benito into marrying the old man. And finally, we have Tamsir. So this man, we can say he is a supportive brother. And he is also courageous. Why is he courageous? He is courageous because he able to tell the narrator his feelings and his intentions of marrying her. He is also an opportunist because he told the narrator that she was his lucky or good luck charm, right? He also follows his heart. Let me write the opportunist. Yes, he also follows his heart and shares news to the narrator that he wants to marry her. So this is all about the story of Rejection. You can continue to read it individually and just try to understand the context of the book. Yes, I believe that will be all about the story of Rejection. Thank you.